So today we're cooking Louisiana Cajun deep fried catfish. Okay, we got our spices here, we got our wet ingredients here, we're gonna batter them, and we're gonna deep fry them, and then we're gonna enjoy them. So let's get started. So our first step is to take our vegetable oil and we're going to fill it up halfway of our electric fryer or your tabletop fryer. So the next step, we're going to crack 2 eggs into the mixing bowl. Now we're going to whisk our 2 eggs thoroughly. Now we're going to add 3 cups of milk into our mixing bowl. Last thing we're going to add is 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Now make sure you mix these pretty well so that they're all incorporated. So next step is we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients, and we're going to start by adding all of our spices. Sweet paprika, salt, black pepper, smoked paprika, onion powder, cayenne powder, and garlic powder. Now we add 2 pounds of flour. Now we mix all our dry ingredients thoroughly. Just get your hands in there and just make sure you get all the spices into the flour. So now we have our seasoned flour. So we have our mixing bowl and we have our dry ingredients in this bowl. The next step is to rinse the fish to prepare them for battering. So we're going to wash each one individually, and we're going to lay them back on here over some paper towels so they can drain properly. So now for the battering process. I'm going to take our catfish, I'm going to put them into the mixing bowl, and then one at a time we're going to dredge them in the seasoned flour and place them onto our pan. So we're using catfish here, but for substitutions you can really use any other white fleshed fish such as bass, cod, or tilapia. So let's take all of our 4 fillets, put them here in the mixing bowl. Make sure they're all nice and covered. Okay. Now one at a time, we're going to put them in our seasoned flour pretty well. One side, flip it over. Okay, you can do this multiple times if you like. Just make sure it's really coated. Shake off any excess. Place in the pan. We're going to do this for the other 3. Alright, so our last step is actually frying the fish. We're using an electric fryer here, but you can also use, as I mentioned earlier, a tabletop fryer. So we're going to do 2 at a time. You don't want to overcrowd the basket. So I'm going to lay one here and one here and dip it in. Okay, our fryer is set at 350 degrees. And this should be done in a couple minutes. So as you can see here, They're still white. They're very just now starting to turn a little yellow. Just give them some more time. We're gonna check on them about every 30 seconds. So as you can see here, they turn to a nice, perfect golden brown. They're pretty crispy. So now we're going to set our tray there. We're gonna grab our tongs. And I have a tray with paper towels here. Lay them on there so that the oil can properly drain from the fish. We're going to fry the other 2 fillets and then we're going to check on our finished product. So now we have all 4 of our fish fillets cooked. Last thing we need to do before we can dig in is make sure they're properly cooked. So just take a fork, take a piece off. It's white, it's flaky, that means it's perfectly cooked. Now you can thoroughly enjoy your Cajun deep fried catfish.